This is a picture of me at the beginning of the year. Next to it is a picture of me taken just 3 months after that. Finally, here's a picture of my arm taken yesterday. I mean, come on. I look like I'm one paper cut away from excreting out my insides more than the average once a day. Now, this may look like I'm some sort of smoothie drinking, ice bath taking, journaling narc, but I am far from it, as you could probably see from my other videos. So today I'm going to be showing you my daily cutting routine and demonstrating how I, the laziest person that I know, managed to attain this physique, and more importantly, what I do to maintain it. So the first thing I do every morning is weigh myself. Now this is a crucial step because I don't really count calories, so this is the only real way to tell if what I'm doing is working in the long term. Now there's a little bit of variance that happens day to day just based on things like water weight or the emotional burden of my poor life choices catching up to me. But over the course of a week you could have a general idea if what you're doing is working. Now in the winter time, I would just make a coffee in this bad boy right here. But it's summer in Tokyo, so it's disgustingly hot, so I'm gonna go take a leisurely stroll to the convenience store and get myself an iced coffee. Also, I'm not wearing a shirt right now, and I couldn't carry the microphone because I had to carry the camera, so this is the situation. Ooh, the political campaigns are happening right now. I think this is for the whoever's the head of the district of Setagayaku. I like the look of this guy. I like the cut of his jib. His eyes are really close together though. And the Holy Grail. All right, now that we're back, it's time for breakfast. For breakfast, I pretty much eat the exact same thing every single day. A kiwi, because I love Jeff Nippard. And a makeshift omelet containing 3 eggs, some ground chicken, and komatsuna. Now, this is basically, I don't know what it's called in English, but it's basically the poor man's spinach. As you can see, this entire pack was 150 yen, which is about $1. And this is after I've already taken out like half of this. As you can see, it's not even full. Now for the eggs, I just crack them into a thing. And if you really want to get some aura, you could crack it open with one hand. Bitches love guys that could crack eggs with one hand. So just a little bit of olive oil. It's really easy to overdo it. Throw the chicken in there. Oh dear. There we go.
This looks such a low quality video.
Alright, so I always put the chicken in first, and then once that has got a little bit of color on it, I'll throw the komatsuna in. And once all this is in here, we're gonna throw in some salt. You know, like this. And this really takes absolutely no time at all. It's pretty much already done. It's been in there for maybe a couple minutes. Throw the egg in. And honestly, calling this an omelet is kind of like wishful thinking. Really what it is scrambled eggs with stuff in it. Because I just kind of do this. And then eggs cook really quickly. So once it's in there for just a couple seconds, I'm already gonna turn the heat off. And there you go. All right, once this is all done, I throw it into a bowl with a bunch of rice. And this right here is the pièce de résistance, natto. Natto is kind of like the creepy uncle I never had, but wish I did. It's slimy, it kind of smells funny, but it fills me up with nutrients that I can't get anywhere else. It's packed with protein with all the essential amino acids. It contains an enzyme which has blood thinning properties, which supports circulation, and it's incredibly good for your overall gut health. So I'm gonna throw all this in there. Now natto is definitely an acquired taste. I really didn't like it as a kid, but it is 100% worth the onboarding trauma. So good. I don't really like training immediately after eating. I usually like to wait about an hour, which is just enough time for me to play a league game. And the outcome of this game is pretty much going to be the omen for the rest of the day. If I win, I'm gonna feel like I can conquer the world and tackle any challenge just head first. And if I lose, I'm gonna cut my balls off and go cry in a corner. Both of which are actually the perfect mentality to go apeshit in the gym. So let's queue up. All right, so I'm on my way to the gym now, and one of the tips that I wanted to mention is to try to make working out as frictionless as possible. Like the 2 times that I've been the most fit in my life has been my first year of university and right now. And the reason why is because when I lived on campus, the gym was, you know, like 5 minutes away. And now from where I live in Tokyo, my gym is also about 5 minutes away. So if you're not lucky enough to have a gym that's really close to you, even just something like a pull-up bar just hanging in the door frame can go a really long way. And they're fairly cheap. You can buy them off Amazon. Like, you know that motivation that hits you at 2 in the morning? When you have an outlet for that right in front of your face, aka in your room, you can actually let that motivation turn into something as opposed to going to sleep and forgetting about it the next day. All right, so I typically do push, pull, legs, and today's gonna be my push day. So on my push days, I typically like to do 2 chest exercises and 2 shoulder exercises, each with slightly different emphasis. So we're gonna be doing incline bench for upper chest, dips for lower chest, shoulder press for my front deltoid, and then I'm gonna be doing ladder raises for my side deltoid. I always like to start out with slightly lower weight and then work my way up. So this is gonna be first set. All right, so I just finished my last set of incline dumbbell bench, and I have to wait for the next machine because it's being used by somebody. So I thought I'd take this moment to explain that right now I'm feeling really motivated, but that's not always going to be the case. I mean, since I started being relatively consistent in November, I've taken so many rest days when I wasn't actually scheduled to. I log every workout, so I'll put on screen just exactly how many days I actually went to the gym. The fitness industry has this perception out there that you have to be like David Goggins, waking up at 5 in the morning every day, you know, grind, 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 never take a break. But that's definitely overblown, and it's just kind of designed to make you think that you're a bigger piece of shit than you are. Before, when I was really getting close to burnout, what I would do is I would just try to push through it and tell myself that I can't quit, I need to keep going. But what I found from my experience is that when I try to push through it, I end up just delaying that burnout further, and the refractory period ends up doubling, tripling. So a week off will snowball into a month off, whereas if I just took the break initially when I was feeling burnt out, I would only take off like 3 or 4 days. So when it comes to consistency, you don't necessarily have to be completely consistent day to day or even week to week. Just try to be relatively consistent month to month. And as long as you're making progress there, you're chilling. All right, next exercise I got up is working on my lateral shoulder raise. For this, I like to alternate between using the cables, the machine, dumbbells. Today we're going to be using cables. And the way that I like to do these is I kind of put them in between my legs and lean away, and then raise them from there. Although I didn't adjust the weight, so this is way too heavy. All right, next up is shoulder press. And the way that I like to do these is I like to put these on a catch pin that's right just above my shoulders. I used to do them where I would bring them all the way down to my chest, but I realized that I end up putting a little bit of chest into it. So I want to isolate the shoulders, so I rest it on the catch pin and kind of reset the load between each rep. So that felt kind of light, so I'm gonna go from 30 to 40 kg. So I'm gonna turn this 10 kilogram plate into a 20 kilogram plate.
We have some fabulous live music later on, but right now here's the countdown.
All right, so now that I'm done with dips, this is gonna be my finisher. Basically, they're farmer's walks, and what they are is you just grab whatever the heaviest plates you can find in your gym, and you walk in circles. So I'm gonna do 3 laps from the inside of my gym. All in one go.
Faithful and brave.
Lap number 2. Stretch the hell out of your forearms and shoulders. That's it. Workout done. Time to get some more food. All right, so immediately after the workout, I like to go to the grocery store every day. I always try to just get groceries for the next 24 hours at the most, so that way I have a reason to go to the grocery store every day just to get a little bit of extra walking in. Walking really is like the best cardio, especially when you're cutting, because it doesn't build up a lot of systemic fatigue like other forms of cardio such as running or swimming may do. So if you can help it, then try to walk everywhere that you can, because those calories add up. All right, so one of the most important things for sustainability is to always allow yourself some, just a couple of treats throughout the day. For me personally, after every single workout, I get myself a packet of Red Rolls from the grocery store. These are really delicious. It kind of looks like if a sushi roll had like an acne breakout. And much in the same vein, each and every one of those little pearls are bursting with flavor. Unfortunately, they were sold out today, so I had to get a different sushi roll. And they actually don't have the macronutrient breakdown for these pieces because in Japan it's not required by law like it is in a lot of other countries. Unlike America, people don't put the responsibility on the corporation not to become a fat fuck. But in any event, I dissected each and every little ingredient, and as you can see, this is my math. And this whole meal of the 4 rolls, as well as the protein shake, comes out to 614 calories, 8.72 grams of fat, 33 grams of carbohydrates, and 52 grams of protein. I mean, just look at that. And you always gotta one-shot it, because that way you can incorporate all the flavors at once. All right, and after this meal, I tend to limit my carb intake for the rest of the day. Carbs are really important for muscle building, particularly before and after training. Carbohydrates get stored as glycogen inside the muscles, which is really important for training hard and with volume, so that's why I eat it before. And it's also really important to replenish that depleted glycogen after your workout because it helps speed up recovery, it helps with muscle protein synthesis because carbohydrates trigger the release of insulin. But the reason why I limit it after the fact is because I have found that I am able to eat a lot of carbs without really feeling full. So if I don't limit it after this point, then I'll end up just eating a lot more calories than I should.
Yeah, boy.
All right, just like after my first meal, what I do after eating is just chill on my computer and play games or edit or do whatever I gotta do. But I'm very much a snacker. So I wanted to kind of go into some of the snacks that I've transitioned to now that I'm cutting. Before, what I would do is I would just eat like a whole bowl of pistachios because I have an endless appetite for nuts in my mouth. But as healthy as a mouthful of nut is both in and outside of the bedroom, the calories can add up pretty quickly. So a lot of the snacks that I've transitioned to is this kind of stuff right here. Number 1, pickles. Obviously you can get that at almost any grocery store. Vinegar is pretty good for you, and obviously it's cucumbers, so very low calorie. And this sort of stuff you could buy at pretty much any convenience store in Japan. This is dried squid, much like natto, an acquired taste. Probably not for everybody, but I like it. Also this right here is just ham jerky. This is probably something more akin to what you'd be able to find abroad if you don't live in Japan. Finally, much like a lot of people, I do like the occasional sweet thing. And this right here, oh my god, I could go on and on about this. This is a lifesaver in Japan. Ice box. It's like flavored ice cubes, but it kind of has like the texture of shaved ice. There's nothing quite like it, but it's 15 calories for this entire thing and only 4 grams of sugar, but it tastes like really sweet and good. So especially in the summer, I eat like pretty much one of these a day. If you can't find this, obviously this is only sold in Japan. An alternative would be stuff like popsicles. As opposed to ice cream, popsicles are just like a little bit of sugar and frozen water. So it's a lot of sweetness that goes a long way for very little calories. After some editing, my stomach yearned for sustenance, so
I decided to cook up the final meal of the day. This can also vary day to day, but today I ended up going with shrimp, ground chicken, and some random veggies I had lying around. I also made sure to include some ginger and yu, which is a really great combination for practically any stir fry, so I use it all the time. This meal ended up at 626 calories, 31 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbohydrates, and 77 grams of protein.
Now this would normally be the last meal of the day. I'll put the total calorie count up until this point right here. But tonight I'm going to be filming one of my standard interview videos. So with that comes some alcohol. Now with that in mind, just because of the booze that I'm going to be consuming tonight, I'm probably going to be a little bit above my standard calorie amount. And that's fine. I mentioned this earlier, but there's this really big perception that you have to be the pillar of discipline in order to get in really good shape. But the truth is, as long as you're making steady progress, you know, every week, even if you're only losing like 2 pounds a month, over the course of a year, that's 24 pounds, you know, or like 10 kilos. So don't ever let trying to get in shape get in the way of you living your life. And, you know, enjoy life while you stay healthy. Is there anything else I should mention?
Where's my food?
I'm still. I'll make it, okay?